So we fade in on the scene. You're following tracks in the snow toward a missing Vistani woman who apparently had run away with Hanzi. Layla is the woman you're tracking, and Hanzi is the man who supposedly spirited her away. You've just recently fought a few undead creatures that appear to have been guarding this path. And after 2 hours continuing following the tracks, you come into a sort of a rocky clearing, about 100 feet in diameter. At the center of this clearing, 7 massive weather-worn stones jut out of the ground like blunt, misshapen teeth. And at the center of these standing stones is a small hill bearing a flat, table-like rock. A man is stretched across this table, bound with ropes and struggling weakly. And a Vistani woman stands above him, her pallid skin hanging loosely on her frame, and she holds aloft a stone bowl in a clawed hand. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that. You may. That's fine, yeah. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Roll one more time, Ben. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So yeah, you take it one look at this ritual, and it appears to you to be something similar to the disguise self spell. However, it appears to be much more permanent and much more like actually becoming almost a thing. It's not like a transformation spell, but it's an illusion spell, but a much more, amazing one per se. And it must take a lot of time and apparently either human sacrifice or at least another human to be there and willing. Yeah, it is a bowl. You are about 120 feet away right now. Not that far. That would be the cheesiest way to use Spell Sniper. Well, my mage hand goes this far because I have Spell Sniper. But I'm assuming you guys are going to stealth up, so can you all please roll me stealth? You have your guidance on for some reason. It is possible. Right, you're good. Yeah. So we have a 10, a 22, a 6, and Ben's a 15. Alrighty, let's see. 22 plus 10 is 32, 45, 47, 50. You're good. 53? 53 divided by 4 is just over 10. Let me see her stats. Unfortunately, as the group begins to slowly sneak up, let me actually just make sure this math is correct. Oh, it does actually just boost it above. I guess I'll round, just because it's above, I'll say, and it's a crit, I'll say that it doesn't see her. Her passive is 13. You guys roll a 13.25 total. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. I should note that it is cloudy out. Your vision isn't impaired, but it is definitely not sunny out or anything like that. Not as a result of this spell. No, yeah. Ritual to get her human fleshy body back, or like a disguise. Yeah, essentially. Oh, she is very clearly looking like an undead person. Actually, I forgot the timing. It's actually very close to night right now, and the moon is actually overhead. So you can see the moon shining through the clouds. No. You guys are about 120 feet away. At the moment, yes. You think if you were to get any closer than probably 60 feet, you might have to stealth again. Because you're sort of entering. Well, not that you have to stealth again, you'd be exiting sort of the cover that you're in currently. You can judge by how the man is struggling. He's been struggling for a while. He seems to be weakening. Cool, so you'll move up 20 feet to get within range, or did you take Spell Sniper too? Oh, it does. Okay, cool. I thought it was 100. You could either can be the trigger. It doesn't matter. Sure. Alrighty, let me draw some. 8120 or 8320 or something like that. I forget. Off the top of my head. Sorry, I'm drawing this map because they didn't give me one. Alrighty. I revealed most of the map to you. If you guys will put yourself the base of my arrow here, or just above the base of my arrow here. Can you guys see the base of my arrow to the southern part of the map? Yeah, go to the base of my arrow, not the tip. The starting point. Yep, you got it. Go where Herba is, everybody. Somebody grab Zook and Darren, yeah. If any of you'd like to control Darren, feel free. But for now, I can give you access. If you do not have it all. No, he said he was, yeah, hang on a second. It is available to everybody. You should have all of access. He said he wasn't feeling well. He shot me a message earlier. Apologies, folks, as you fucking tear this shit up. Yeah, you can do that. You can also roll to hit, yeah. You are hidden, so I'll say each of your first attacks gets advantage. So for you, it'd just be your only attack, Fulgur. Actually, for both of you, you only get one blast because you're not level 5 yet. So yeah, both of your attacks. The surprise round is this. Yeah, I'll allow you guys to get advantage on your attacks. And then obviously you can dash with no issue, Emil. So I see 8 force damage there. I see. It does, yeah. I believe it's 90. It won't say in your sheet, it'll say in online. That's your best bet. Cool. Bonus action. Alright, see, I see 8 piercing damage. 8 piercing, 9 force damage, which is 17 plus 25. So in this round of surprise, all of a sudden she just gets blasted a shit ton by all this stuff. It's pretty wild. Let me roll for these fuckers. Alrighty. Did any of you roll for Darren at all? Either of you. You don't. He's sort of behind cover and sneaking a boot. Vicious Mockery, I believe he can't use at this range, but that's the only ranged weapon I believe he has. Whoops, that's not initiative. There we go. And the ghast is that. Cool. This one's actually going to drop down to... Is that right? Is that the same modifier? 5. Yeah. So it's going to be an 8. Damn it. As much as I want to fucking cheat. All right. You guys have all had your surprise round, and it is your turn. Emil, use your surprise round to dash, correct? I'll say you got to about here. You don't know. There's another guy. He's currently hidden, but I just put him on the map. Alright. Darren's turn, as he would probably... What's his range on... What's the range on Vicious Mockery? 60 feet? He would have used his action to dash last turn, following his big buddy Emil. At this point, he can begin to see sort of something peeking behind this area here. And he can use an attack on it if he would like. Well, yeah, Vicious Mockery, so. It's a cantrip, yeah. Oopsies. That's Emil. He said, I mean, that's me, not Erba. He said he would do some dangerous situations. He'll probably stay close to. He'll probably go like here. But if you want to roll the damage for Vicious Mockery, just 1d4 real quick. And then it is your turn, Emil. Darren does, and you see him yelling at something behind there. Yeah, of course you can. If it charges you, you'll get an attack off. All right, Kalia. They are giant stalactites, basically rocks sticking up out of the ground. Yarp. Yeah, it does. Another 9 force damage. Nice. Yeah, you're definitely hurting her. Alright, Zook. You can plainly see she's undead. The commoner is your buddy, your boy, not the buddy, Hansi, the banished man who was supposedly stole her away. The vampire, not the vampire, Layla is the undead creature standing behind him. At that point, you'd be functioning as a mount, so I'm gonna say no. Because, I mean, he can certainly move, but like the way mount works in 5e, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, just go for it. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Just go. Yep. All right. The ghoul, seeing people approaching him, will lumber towards. Let's see, what do we have here? Who's holding the wind fan, by the way? Yeah, so ironically enough, the wind fan wasn't supposed to smell like garbage until now. So basically, what happened is it smelled really good, and then it swapped over, and now it smells like shit. But that's neither here nor. I don't know. That's a good question. I would say yeah, probably. Maybe. That's a good question, actually. Yeah, I gave you the long description for it. When used, it carries sickly sweet stench of burning flesh. The fan can be used as a weapon, non-magical short sword, or as a non-magical club when it's closed. That's pretty awesome. Anyways, I apologize. I'm just trying to see how these people would act. Okay, yeah, would attack immediately. Easy enough. Charges forward toward you, Emil, and you get your attacks. Your attack. That will miss, I believe. Yeah, miss. And it will take a swing at you with disadvantage given its, whole sort of thing. Missing. And then it'll slide one more step to get within range of both of you as its bloodlust sort of takes over. It was viciously mocked. At the start of her turn, Layla does her thing, which is let's see. She will move 1, 2, 3, 4. And she will use an ability on you. I need you to make a charisma saving throw. Emil. You succeed as you take. Holy shit. Nine psychic damage. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And she will subsequently duck behind this giant rock, hiding from the rest of your motherfucking ranged weapon asses. Asilios, it's your turn. Zook, get your damn bird and make him breathe fire. Oh no, Lisa's definitely talking to him. How far does the raven fly? Holy fuck. Oh shit, okay. And breathe on the gas. It fails. Yeah, 6 times. Get out of here. 9 total. Cool. You definitely breathe good fire on it. Urba, it's your turn as all of your friends run away from you toward danger. I walk away. She will have a lot of cover, but you can certainly try to shoot her. Okay, so you just know she's there, sir. Sure. Cool. You just roll a normal attack then. That will miss, unfortunately. You see, all of you watch as Urba shoots his arrow wide, like around this way, and you see it curve and almost hit the vampire spawn, but it lands right in this square. And you all see, ding, it sticks into the ground. And it is Darren's turn. I guess I'll take the turn for him. He's going to stab at this man. Very goodly. Much goodly. Yeah, he'll definitely say some words of encouragement to you. Little boy Darren makes a little stabby stab. Let me see, rapier, and hits. Rapier damage. Deals a lot of damage to this undead thingamajig. And he says, Emil, make sure it doesn't stab me, please. And Emil, it's your turn as you get a bardic inspiration. Sure. Unfortunately, even the shaky words of a small boy in this situation do not encourage you enough to hit this thing. Calio, you are up. Pretty hurt. He's I would say if I were to use a 4E term, bloodied. Oh shit. You know what I forgot to do? 1 second. Rerun. Sorry, Callie. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, by the way, Emil. I forgot an ability that this thing had. Oh, oof. Yeah. I'm going to roll again for his attack to see if it actually hits. So yeah, his attack will actually miss. He still looks pretty hurt, but not as hurt as he did before. And you're fine, Emil. The stench doesn't bother you. Yes, he will on his turn. Yeah, if you want to roll it now, that's fine. But it's on his turn. Yeah. Go ahead, Callie. Yeah, you could. It'll be a little bit of cover for her, but you could see her. Incur the attack of opportunity. Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, that does it even with the cover. Oh boy, nice. Alrighty, Zuki Poo, you're up. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't. We don't do flanking, but you hit. Yeah, that it certainly hits. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty, the ghoul will turn and smack the little. No, he didn't get stabbed. That's right. He will try and make a swing at the raven on Emil's shoulder. Your opposed disadvantage. Okay. Does a 12 hit a raven? And all of a sudden, Isilus goes, "Oh shit!" And it breathes fire on him. And Asilios vanishes back to. You would have just had him go on top of the other shoulder, on top of Darren's shoulder. But Asilios disappears in a poof of ethereal feathers and back to his plane. You can resummon him, with the requisite stuff. I mean, it's just a regular bird. It's not a giant ass eagle. The egos. Giant eagles have a +3 to dex, just for reference. And the vampire spawn, which, let's be real, guys, it's a vampire. You know this. I know this. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to maintain concentration. No, it's not like Hex or Hunter's Mark. The vampire spawn is going to peek around the corner at you, Kalia, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw. You're good. And then after that occurs, yeah, you save and you take 9 damage, psychic brain damage. Nice. Do it. Is it dex save for me? She saves. Roll that damage. 3d10 you need? Nice, some 8 damage. And... oh, you did it last fight, I believe, I want to say. Plus 8 HPs. And she will... let's see how far she can move. Dash behind this far rock. Asilios is gone. Urba, you're up. You see a flit of movement, and she moves behind this giant rock. He's hurt. But he's surrounded by your allies, so he may have a little cover from the massive bodies of Zook. The massive, I repeat, massive body of Zook. That'll hit. Most excellent damage, man. Alright, Darren, man, it's your turn. He needs to make another Constitution... he needs to make another Constitution saving throw. He succeeds and he's no longer poisoned. Hang on, end of his start. And he's gonna make a stabby stab at this boy. Hitting. Dealing a 7 damage. And it's looking rough. He's looking real rough. Emil, it's your turn. At the end of his turn, Darren will inspire you one last time. He says, "My voice is getting hoarse, but you better kill this fucking thing." He's looking very rough, yeah. Yep. Yep. No, that's only if you're casting a spell smite. Your divine smite is an instantaneous. You can decide when it hits. Did you intend to divine smite on that? You need to decide before you roll damage, but after you know whether you hit or not. So just that damage? Cool. He dies. You rolled just enough. And it is... well, I guess I am hard, friend, but I did that very consistently. She's way over here. You saw a flit of movement behind these boulders. The bird is poofed. It has 2 HP. It would die automatically. Oh, even less. Wow. Oh, did you roll for it? Yikes. Either way, he's auto-dead, so. Kalia. Did you find your batteries? Yeah, she'll have partial cover again, but you can definitely see her. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Just barely hits even past the rocks. That is 4, yeah. Cool. Nice. Zook, you're up. Yeah, you're gonna make her toll the dead, ain't you? Nice. Go ahead and roll 4d4 plus 4. Nice. Beautiful. The ghoul is dead. She shrieks in anger at you. You just see like a guttural screech. As she charges the less armored one. She's going to try and claw at you, Kalia. She's got brains. Actually, well, is Zook in range? Zook's a squishy boy. Nah, Callie just shot her. I guess actually both of them shot her, but uh, all right, yeah. Claws on you, Callie. 22 for only 6 slashing though, and she turns away from you and bites at the man restrained in the ropes, hitting, and you see the blood drain out of him, and he stops moving, and she appears slightly more vital. Urba, you're up. Let me see what his stat block is. Yeah, no, he's, unfortunately, it appears he's gone. He's no longer moving to your eyes, and he looks, you know that necrotic-y looking veins? He has that, but all over his body. Mm-hmm. Bursting arrow, but you'll hurt Callie. Yeah, that's your friend. This is what you're fighting. This is your friend. Fight this one. Hard to tell sometimes, you know. Callie actually, right now, looks like a regular human man wearing a raccoon hat. That hits. Oh, wow. And that's some damage. Cool. Darren is up, and he's gonna charge after him. Run to... Whoopsies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to tell... Oh, man. Somebody look up a joke real quick. A vampire joke. As he casts hideous laughter. I don't know. What? Let's see if she laughs or not. Wisdom save. She says, "That's not funny." Unfortunately, it fails, and it is Emil's turn. He'll do it again next turn if he lives that long. It's basically an instantaneous thing you can just do. Correct, unless you're casting a spell smite, which usually has additional effects based on it. Yeah, so it's 1d4 concentration. Go ahead and roll to hit. That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Blitz an additional d4, and you're smiting. Nice. You don't have second level slots yet, right? Cool. So 4 slashing, and then roll 2d4 plus 1d4. And then roll an additional d4 right now. For a total of... How do you want to do this? Yeah. The axe comes down, shimmering. What's your god? Okay, cool. So we'll say with just divine energy of your beliefs in your god, and you feel pressure building behind your axe as you cleave through her head into her body, and then the divine energy pulses from your shoulder down into your axe, and just pulses out and finishes tearing her body in half, essentially. And silence falls over the cavern. Or not the cavern, the area. You do. It's splattered in the blood of this thing you just killed, though. I can carry... Sorry, I can't carry into the gross dead bodies. I have to carry Zook, sorry. You've learned a good deal given the studies you've been doing as of late in the house, and basically, like, I feel like every night you've spent extra hours studying all the undead. So you probably know that dealing that radiant damage probably was the cause of them being did in, or at least aided pretty greatly in their cause. That's a good question. Monster menu will come to me. That is a very good question. That's a very good question. One second. I just have to double check the vampire lore here. It's a specific thing, so. It is vampire spawn, if that matters. It's not a full vampire. Yes. Yeah, and after a while, I feel like given your studies, you probably spent time sharpening it, so that this is a sharp, pointed end, and you just drive it in through her heart, and yeah, you yes, yeah, the wooden side. Essentially, it was a sort of like a ritual bowl. You see runes carved on the side, and it was really just a part of the ritual. You don't necessarily think it'll be worth anything, but you think it was worth whatever Layla was doing in this ritual. That's what she was using for it, essentially. No, yeah, not up top, no. And it shatters all on one of the rocks. You usually toss it to the side. Alrighty. Well, she is wearing a lot of jewelry. You grab all the jewelry. It's fine. You would have had it anyway. You return to the Vistani and you explain the situation. And Donani, the man who is to be wed to Layla, is heartbroken. But the captain sort of assures you. He goes, well, my friend, I appreciate what you've done, but you can see what happens when, when you engage with the banished. And he sort of points to both dead bodies, and, well, it is more the bad luck that follows them, you understand. We really appreciate it, and all of a sudden a woman approaches you and she says, yes, we are quite grateful, and if any of you would like to stay at any length and chat and talk with us, you're more than welcome, and we'll certainly make our way to Arasnu as soon as we can to begin trading there. Sure. Yeah, over the next couple of days, you guys spend time. They take care of the body. They bury it in Vistani fashion with sort of a funeral pyre. They burn it, yeah. So you guys have earned a total of a lot of stuff. Let me do some math here. Yeah, you can turn 10 gold of the reward that I give you into those components. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Asilios will come back, yeah. I'm not even... Yeah, I'm not done yet. I have to figure it out. You're good. Alrighty, let me see here where I can find the friggin' rewards. I have to do EXP math. Go take a pee if you need to. I'll have it in a text for a little bit. So pee, grab a drink, whatever you need to do. We faced 4 brown bears. You faced not an owl bear. How many dire wolves did you face? How many wolves did you fight? Is it dire wolf, witch wolf, or is it 2 winter wolves? I don't remember. Shit. You fought winter wolves. They breathe cold air on you. I love how the animals give you the worst time. The Bulgarives. There were 4 bears. And then there were... Fuck. Man, I can't remember half the things I made you do. Two winter wolves, right? No. There were fucking winter wolves. Let me find it. I feel like I remember slamming you with fire with a. That did occur, yes. That was real. No, there was lurking wolves. I think. Hmm. I'm trying to see what adjusted it is. I don't know why they gave me that stat block, but yeah, you're right. I guess you didn't fight them. Very funny. White. How many whites did you fight? 2 whites. There are a white and 2 ghouls. White is 700. Ghouls are 200. Ghast is... Why is there no fucking ghast on here if I'm supposed to use one? Garbage. Garbage. Oh, it's supposed to be a ghoul minion? Oops, oh well, that's fine. Ghoul 200 versus Ghast, which is a ghoul 5e versus Ghast 5e. Why do I gotta choose all these fucking G names for the same undead creatures? A ghoul is a CR1, where a Ghast is a CR2. So I did it right, I think. Okay. CR2 is 450 XP. And then Layla herself is that much. Divided by 5. You get plus 25, plus 25, plus 50, so plus 100. So you all gain 750 XP. I'll put that in the chat for us. Yes, everybody gains 750. The bear hides you got Donani's reward, you got the discarded bracelet, you got the bronze torque, Lily's jewelry, you get all of it. There's 50 plus 35 plus 25 plus 70 plus 22. 400 I divided by 5. I believe you each get 80 gold apiece. Yeah, 80 gold apiece. So you can see how much smaller this session was compared to the last session, especially given the timing and such. I'm gonna start you guys in the next session, but I'm gonna show. Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, you can get back in town, and you'll get a long rest before the next session, regardless. But let me give you guys some options here. There's some downtime you can burn. I know you're not really keeping track of it, but you can burn some time and actually get a very cool ability, which I think you'll want once you at least hit level 5. It's an ability that can, if you spend 10 downtime days, you get advantage on all the attacks on your turn. Yeah. No, just once. You expend it and it's done. That would be friggin' absurd. Right. Let me get you the, Here are the two options you guys get if you would like to stay with the Vistani. Cunning Insight and Trackless Travel. So you can spend your downtime days with that. I don't know if you guys have been keeping track, but I can go back and add them up for you. Sure. So just mark off 10 downtime days. Do you have them tracked, John, or would you like me to let you know how many you do have? Do you have those downtime days tracked? There's like specifically an amount you get from Adventure League stuff. Yeah. I haven't really been... Yeah, there is. I got you. Don't worry about it. There's a big old document online that I have a link to. Thanks to Taroli. Yep, you can mark that down on your sheet, yeah. And just let me know when you'd like to expend it. Yeah, exactly. It just 4 attacks with advantage. So good. So good. That extra 1, so you should hit 9. Oh, yeah, sorry, 5. Yeah, 9. Wrong fucking level. Yeah, level 5, right? It's the equivalent of extra attack. Eldritch Blast, yeah, exactly. Alrighty, let's see. You guys have done a bunch. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. You guys have 30 downtime days so far, so if you would like to mark off, you have 30 to spend, basically. If you want to skip directly to 5, we can, but that would prevent you from doing this next adventure we're about to do. Yeah, they give you a 3,000 EXP bonus just for fucking playing it. So after this next one, you'll be there regardless. But you do gain the Wind Fan as your loot for this mission, as well as the treasure. You know, it doesn't really say. I think it still smells. Sorry. You know, it smells like flowers until used. Once used, it smells like shit. But it doesn't... It was only because it was near her specifically that it smelled like garbage. But it'll smell like garbage when you use it also. Do you activate the ability every once in a while? Okay, you have the nice smell of flowers. When it's good, it's flowers. Like when it's not being used, it's flowers. Like not being used magically. Cool. Your mage hands duel it out as you fight through it. Alrighty, let me pull up the next module. God no. I didn't realize. No. Okay, so alrighty, let's see here. You guys have spent the last couple days spending time with the Vistani, celebrating despite the sadness of the men you've met, the captain and the newly widowed, sort of, in a sense. And you've spent a couple days resting. You're back to your full health. You've had one of Darren's amazing talks. They just make you feel so good. And would you like to tell a vampire joke? Why? Nice one. Good one. On the 8th, on the 10th day or so, you guys have the caravan is just outside of Arasnu, and they've begun trading again. And uh, all of a sudden, Captain Elias, you wake up one morning, and Captain Elias is throwing open sort of the, you know, wherever you're staying. He's knocking on the door to the Hare, because you guys are back probably staying at the Hare since you're in town. He knocks on the Hare's door, and you hear him calling up the stairs. He says, "Urba! Zook! Kalia! Emil, where are you? Darren! Hello?" He's calling up the stairs toward you. Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you again, my friends, but our good friend Donali here has apparently gone missing. Yes, welcome to Borovia and all that, but yes, I don't know whether he's run off. Donali is the one who was to be married. Oh, my friend, you should not. Are you? He like motions to Urba and points down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That is a strange place for an old gnome to be, my friend. But roll me. I believe you took. So roll me a charisma check. No, not really. That's fine. Zook, you can roll a. What's your AC? Oh, actually, your passive perception, because this is just a stealth roll. Yes. Zook, I mean, Urbo, what are you doing with this mage hand? So you stealthed it. Now roll me a another charisma to see if you hit it with the push. And then contest it with your athletics, Zook. So you have to beat a 5. Yes. Nice. So all of a sudden, Zook, you feel yourself being pushed from behind Urba's robes, and you grab the edges of Urba's robes, and you're falling forward, pulling Urba's robes. Amazing. Urba, what is it? Another robe appears? How does another robe appear? Oh, you have another robe underneath you? Amazing. So, Zook, you tumble down the stairs to the feet of Captain Elias, and you're tangled in Urba's robe, and Urba's just standing there, his hands around his chest, staring at you, shaking his head. I am glad you are also light-hearted in this place. Many are not so. But can you help? Yes, live. Whatever you're into, I'm not judgmental, but the Denali has been missing, so that is why I'm here. So it's 500 years old. That age gap, though. Anyways. He says, "Oh my god, please do. Please get married to get that bonus. Please." Oh, that'd be so funny. Alright. Um, yeah. So, that's fine. Yes, yes, Zook wakes up in his clothes. So he impatiently wastes 10 minutes, and he says, after you guys have all gathered downstairs, he's gotten the innkeep, the very nice man whose name I can't remember, but he sounds exactly like Pumat Soul, to make you some breakfast at his expense. And he says, if you would not mind I think the best location for you to check would be in the Quivering Forest. An old woman, strange old woman, lives there. She may be able to help you. Uh, yes, exactly. Which one? There's been many. Honestly, I literally don't know if it's the same person. It could be. I'm assuming no at the moment, but it's very possible. It's very possible it is. Um, oh my lord, I fucking forgot about that. At this point, the flesh is stripped from the hand, and it's just like bones. Yeah, and the bones are grating against it. The condensation has sort of got in there, and it's been like a light, rotting soup. Oh my god, I should have you make that saves for that shit. Anyways, uh, please don't. Hey, at that point it'd probably be some sort of vial of poison, given what you guys have done to that. But yeah, so he sends you towards the Quivering Forest, towards a lady named Jenny, and he says she will hopefully know where he's gone. I have no clue. There's no tracks, no nothing to track him. But the Quivering Forest is where you should probably head. Not that I recommend it under the best of circumstances, but it's the Nani that's missing, and given the recent circumstances, I don't want any more bad things to befall him. Oh, I am not coming with you, my friends. The Vistani without me would be lost. But he's marching in unison right now with you. I can go with you as far as the caravan, but after that, I'm sorry. I think they were bears last time. I can't remember. It's hard to discern the difference. And he'll. Alrighty, roll athletics. Fuck. So he's currently grappled. He's a fighter. He's. So so what's happening right now is Urba has like one arm locked super heavily on this guy's arm, and as Captain Elias goes to leave, he's like, "This is my stop. Thank you, friends." He goes, and like his arm is stuck in your arm. He goes, "Excuse me, my friend. I have to go." He's gonna try and escape the grapple. Roll again. Yep. And he sort of slips over and says, "I'm very sorry, my friends, but I must go." And he starts running the fuck away really fast. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then they high five in the middle. And that's how he leaves. He goes, "Hey, hey, hey, these fucking adventurers and all their goddamn trips," and he's running away. Uh, Alrighty. And you guys make your way to the Quivering Forest, and they're not necessarily sad. They sort of the the Vistani are a happy people, and they're sad that that she died, but they're happy that they found her and you stopped her. Sort of. I imagine them. I don't know if any of you have read The Wheel of Time. It's yeah, it's a book. Sorry. So there's a group called the Tinkerers that I sort of imagine the Vistani as traders, and they don't really resort to violence unless it's a last resort sort of thing. So I imagine them to be happy pretty much all the time. Not full weight of the leaf, but because they definitely defended themselves against the bears, but they didn't like go after them. Yeah, they're zero violence whatsoever. Yeah, pretty much. All right. You got us there. All right. So, you begin to head into the quivering forest. And you've heard a lot of strange stuff, right? You're in Barovia. Yep, assume it's happened every day, yeah. Yep, level 4 and 4 charisma. 8. And in this woods, it's hard to explain what you're hearing. What you're seeing and smelling is very easy. There's a thick leafy canopy above you, and the mist obviously hangs in the air. It's dimly lit. And as you're walking into it in sort of the morning, the damp vegetation, occasionally you'll step on a patch, and the wafting of rotting meat will hit your nose. But it's really the sounds that get to you. Every once in a while, you'll hear babies laughing, women crying, men groaning. Here and there, you'll hear a loud crack or a snapping of a twig or a rustling of a bush nearby, as if something large is moving through the forest, but just out of sight. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. As you glance around, all three of you, there's a very loud noise. Um, Not close to you, but a rustling of bushes about probably like 300 or so feet away. And you see a flash of movement, and then all of a sudden, this dog, emaciated, stomach like basically concave, is just staring at you and drooling at you. With no, they're drooling, but they're not approaching. And this half-starved dog is just staring at them, almost as if they're sizing you up. Yeah, but it's cooler if he turns his weapon into a longbow. Come on. It grabs the meat and darts off into the forest. I like how Callie has the one good thing rule. Like, I've done one good thing, the rest is fine. As you're walking, who's leading the party? Sure, Emil and Callie can be co-leading the group. I like it. Um, is there anything you guys would like to talk about? I know you guys don't have a lot of time to talk about your backstory. Have you guys developed sort of a story for your characters at all you'd like to delve into while you're walking? So you guys accelerate a little bit, peel away from them a bit. I think it's pretty clear that Kalia is looking back and giggling at you. Distracted by what, Zook? I mean, that's no excuse. All right. But you see this mage hand racing towards you, Kalia. You do. What would you like to do? Go for it. Roll to hit. I'll say its AC is 13. Yeah, you hit the mage hand, and it sort of just the arrow goes through the base of the hand and sort of up the arm, explodes out the elbow of the mage hand, and just past Urba's ear. Oh no! What is the goal with you hitting it? Are you breaking it or? Sure. So you as it's sort of you're choosing this arrow to deal no damage, but more of it be like it's heart shaped. You see the eldritch energy form a heart at the tip, and it just hits the shoulder where the harness is, almost above Urba's heart, and and Zook, you're startled awake as you see a heart arrow sticking into Urba's heart, and then a heart like the feathers of the arrow are also hearted, and and Callie winks at you and I think blows you a kiss almost, right? Is that yeah? Yep. You try and shoot the eldritch energy of this bow back. It yeah. So her bow is made of well, actually. So do you think he'd be able to shoot it back, or would he have to shoot his own at you? Oh, okay. So it is there. Okay, cool. So there is an arrow there, and you can shoot it back. Yeah. And you're so flustered by the form of this attack that it. Shh. No, Emil. Yeah, it pings off Emil's armor, and he just sort of glances back at you. Alrighty. All right. As this is all happening, you guys are both the leaders are both glancing back to towards sort of Urba and Darren, who's probably hanging out back there, just chatting it up. Yeah, yeah, making remarks the whole time. And you glance back towards them, and as you turn back to the front, you just see uh, the image flash in your vision, and the sounds sort of assault your ears of a massive amount of women just sobbing and men groaning, and the sounds you've been hearing occasionally in the woods all assault you at once. I need you both to make charisma saving throws. Just the front two leaders, Emil and Callie. You're both fine. Honestly, even Zook has good charisma. I think the only bad charisma person is Urba. Yeah. Yeah, you can't just tell them how you feel. Fortunately, you guys grit your teeth, and you sort of like can drown it out. And thankfully, the good feelings of what you guys have just established, like a good joke between the group, has sort of overpowers the horror of this moment. It does appear to be the forest. It does appear to be the forest. Sure. You take a moment, you put your hand out, and you see Callie's demeanor immediately change from the joking, giggling girl to a very serious, almost hunter or mage. Sure. I'll fix it later, don't worry about it. So while you eat this fudge, you don't see anything. Go ahead, sorry, Hallie. You may. Correct. You think it's similar to the effects you experienced in the both the mansion and the dream world, where things had left Urba screaming and people paralyzed and people seeing hallucinations. You do still have, I think, 5 cups of the nice brew. Well, sure. I'll say they're sort of corked bottles, similar to like a beer. Yeah. I'm assuming everybody gets one. I'm assuming there's one left over that's just not accounted for. So there's 5 total. You guys pocket the bottles just in case you start screaming crazily. Um, so the path before you begins to clear, and bows of trees are not weighed down with the snow. And in fact, there seems to be almost no snow on these trees specifically. It's as though you've reached a point where the snow simply stopped, but the chill in the air is still noticeable. Somewhere in the distance, a song of a woodland bird sort of shatters the silence. Um, if I let Zook and who has intelligence above of +2? Anybody have intelligence of +2? Anybody trained in investigation besides Zook? Okay, Erba and Zook may roll investigation checks. It's fine. I know how to exclude the second numbers. It's no big deal. It's guidance roll for some reason. I don't know why it's on there. Erba, you notice that this call of the bird, you haven't heard a bird besides a raven since you got to Barovia. It is a woodland bird. Roll me a survival check. You can't place it, but it appears almost just it tickles you that it's very strange that in this area there are bird calls and nowhere else besides ravens have been bird calls. The snow did stop in this area. That's the only difference you notice besides the bird calls. So snow, no snow and bird calls. Huh? Yep, trees the same. Herbert turns to you all and he mentions the bird calls. He doesn't remember hearing any birds besides ravens the entire time here. If anybody's trained in survival, you may make a survival check. Emil, as you listen, you sort of cock your ear and you're like, I know why I didn't hear the bird call. It's because... Or, so I heard the bird call, but that's not a bird making that call. That's a as imitation. It's almost as if somebody's making a bird call. Yes, you do. It's sort of echoing off the trees. It's sort of like, there's not a specific direction to it. It's just sort of echoing off the trees. Yeah, you can certainly try. It is not a raven call. It is a woodland bird call. You've only heard raven calls since you've been here. Right. So essentially, you reach back into your memory, Callie, and before you were taken here, you were ambushed by elves that had been sort of corrupted. They seemed wrong. And you remember hearing a similar bird call. Not the same. It is not the same bird call, but you remember hearing bird calls of a different, more aggressive variant in that time. Correct. So, yeah, Callie turns to you guys, and she says, just, I guess, what do you say? Yep. So you start listing off these reasons. Oh, they'll kill us because they'll have logs in the trees and they'll smash us into a pancake in between the two, and all sorts of fun stuff. You are a high elf, not a wood elf. Are you a wood elf? I thought you got a high elf. You got your. Oh wait, you are a wood elf. Okay, so you do recognize the bird calls. These ones do seem not very aggressive, but these aren't of your tribe, as far as you can tell. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a... I'll say performance? Yeah. You attempt to coo a call in response. It sounds relatively okay, but you've been hearing so many ravens lately, it mirrors a raven a little bit. There you go. That's great, Folio. And as you guys are walking, you basically, I'm assuming at this point, all of you have your weapons drawn, you're on alert, your eyes peeled all around you. And as you're walking, bird calls are varying in pitch and tone, and they're changing. There's cardinals, there's songbirds, there's pigeons, all sorts of these calls echoing off the trees around you. And all of a sudden, the bird calls stop. A moment later, humanoid figures emerge from the cover of the forest surrounding you on all sides. 3 of them carrying longbows, while a 4th wears a long green cloak of living leaves and carries a long staff of polished purple wood. A pair of muscular green-furred hounds pad alongside her, their menacing growls barely audible. The cloaked elf draws back her hood, revealing fine features of a female elf. She says, "You do not belong here. Are you yet more manifestations of the wickedness that has befallen our home?" And an old woman named Jenny. Roll me a persuasion check. Yeah, easy, you can roll one. You are, yes, you are human men. That's very good. Actually, you would get advantage, but that matters not because you have succeeded. Because you have elf friends in town, then you smell of them. Um, so no, not you. Um, so you guys are talking to them, and you say, we're not any, we're not bad people." And this woman sort of nods at you and squints at you, and the dogs run around your feet and they sniff you, and they come back to her, and they don't seem to be aggressive any longer. And she says, "My hounds appear to smell other Greenhall elves on you, so perhaps you can be trusted. At least not to kill us immediately in this place." Yes, fortunately we're not monsters that we've seen as such. We were actually here on a similar quest, searching for a family of four elves who disappeared about 2 days ago. They lived a short distance outside of Greenhall. Um, their home showed signs of a struggle, patches of blood and a strange greenish liquid, possibly the ichor of a creature. We've been tracking the killers, and she sort of pets one of the hounds next to her. The elves, yes, yeah, it's too long ago, and they didn't appear to be a family. You see sort of a light in her eye as you see somebody or something offer to aid them here. Yeah, yeah, of course. She says, I truly appreciate the aid. At this point, I don't even know the forest around me any longer. And you sort of gather that they probably were trapped by the mist as well, and this isn't the same forest they began searching in. She begins to babble, and the other elves cut in and interrupt with their own stories or their own parts of the stories and correct her. And she starts talking, and she goes, the forests have changed since the mist arrives, and not for the better. It's twisted in form and spirit, and the sun is always hiding behind these thick clouds, and the animals are different, larger and more threatening. And she sort of is lamenting the sadness of this forest. Yeah, come here. She nods sort of solemnly and says, "Yes, I had suspected as much. However, as far as I know, the elves that have escaped from the mist are, they've gone mad or antagonistic. They've become aggressive, and they're back in a house of healing back in Greenhall. But I don't know the way out of Barovia or anything like that. This place. We have, however, heard of the woman you know of, Jenny Greentooth. Uh, she's a hag of sorts that lives in the area, but her assistance often comes with a price. Well, there's always a price for help, generally speaking. You at least seem to be less of the sort. Let me see. I should probably read ahead at this point so I can give you a solid answer on that. Yeah, it could be her for all intents and purposes. You tried to like bargain her out of stuff. Nice. They do appear. It's been at least on the road for 2 days. They have not seen him. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name. Delanian or something. Delar. We've not seen anybody else in the woods besides, of course, Jenny, and we've, you know, removed ourselves from her presence, just hoping we wouldn't have to rely on her. Sorry, I'm just getting a sense of who the fuck Jenny is. All right. I'm gonna say for now that it's not the same person. Righty. All right. And Durali sort of turns to you and she says, "I don't know what foes we may encounter, but I feel as if together we'd have a better chance. Wherever you may go, if you think you can help us find the lost elves, or we can help find your lost friend. If you think Jenny is the best chance, then we'll gladly guide you to her." Okay, so you agree to help them, basically. All right. You guys set off, and the elves and the dogs lead the way, sort of in a off to the sides of the forest, keeping your flanks basically secure. Uh, do you tell them about that? I think it's any allied creature within 30 feet. All right. So they cock their heads at you and say, "Are you sure we shouldn't spread out? There is often value in surrounding or flanking your enemy." You got me there. All right. They're leading the way, and as you begin to push your way through a particularly dense clump of undergrowth, the dogs begin growling, and the smell of death and rot is just filling your nose, and you can taste it in your mouth. In the dark, what? Yeah, Zeus just sitting behind you. Um, but in the darkness ahead, you guys see thick, long webs stretching across dozens of feet from tree to tree, and dark shapes moving along the strands, suspended within them. Roughly 30 feet above the ground, you see a massive gray mass. That's a very bad word choice, wizards. A massive gray clump, likely some sort of nest or cocoon, easily 20 feet across, and thick green fluid drips sluggishly from its bottom. Without warning, the mass jerks and writhes violently, and from within you hear panicked and muted voice cry out. In response to the noise, a number of bloated creatures appear from the darker recesses of the web and begin to descend towards you. A mass of spiders following in their wake. And we can end it there if you guys like before combat. I've kept you late the last couple of weeks, and I know I'm not prepped, so it'll take me some time to get everything ready. So I think the writhing and the wriggling and things approaching you is a pretty good cliffhanger. I mean, can't confirm or deny, but maybe. deny. But yeah, we'll end on that note. A nice short one for you guys today, since you got pretty far on the last session. Hopefully Darren will be here next week, and we can do the thing with the stuff. Alright, thank you guys for showing up and playing. It's been a pleasure. No problemo. I'll see you guys all, some of you tomorrow, and some of you next week. See you guys later. No problem.